What's up, everybody? Leone here today. Today is Thursday. I'm recording this video. I'm going to be doing a review for you. Hopefully everybody's doing fantastic. We're going to cut it quick and just go right to it. Today we're going to be reviewing something that I was waiting for and very excited about. We're going to take a look at the Castigador box mod clone from Vaping Dream.
The next one and nothing to kill you. Don't believe it, but I'm betting that you will. Stop, no, I'll let you live a little bit with the pain.
So today's review is about the Castigador box mod clone from a company, or from a manufacturer I should say, called Vaping Dream. They're the manufacturers of this. Before I get into the review, let me announce that this will be the last video. For those of you that have been dealing with this for a long time, the last video of this crappy audio. I know some of you just thought I was going to say last video I'm ever going to make, and you were very happy. But no, that is not what I'm saying. I am saying it's the last video with this crappy audio off my crappy webcam. I ordered a webcam, not a webcam, I ordered a USB microphone, a very nice one. Sent me back about 60-70 bucks. I need to order a stand for it and all that kind of stuff, but I will have it up and running for the next video. So really quick, yes, next week we will have clear, crisp audio, hopefully everything goes well, and this will be the last time. I thank you all for putting up with it. I really didn't notice it was even a problem until recently when I started really using my Beats headphones to listen back to my, my videos, and I was just like, ugh, sounds horrible. Because those headphones are really clear, so they really bring out the imperfections of this audio that I'm running right now. So again, last video with shitty audio. We will be better next week, I promise. But anyways, that's out of the way. Let's get to the review for the Castigador box mod clone. First off, what is it? It's a 18650 pure mechanical box mod. Uses two 18650s. And they're in parallel, I believe. Let me pull up some specs here so we can get the nitty-gritty out of the way. First off, it came from angelsigs.com. For those of you who know, they're like the fast tech. They're like a fast tech, but they have USA warehouse, so their shipping is a lot better. Meaning it doesn't come from China. You could order it straight from the USA warehouse, and you'll get it a lot quicker. Not in my case, because I did order from the USA warehouse, but I did order a pre-order. And I ordered it about a month and a half ago, and the shipping date kept changing, and I hate pre-orders, if you know me. I did it because it was an outstanding deal. It's $24.99 for this phone right here. With, I think I paid $6 in shipping, so it ended up being like 31 bucks. Shipping was high, but still 31 bucks for a dual 18650 box mod clone is not bad. So the specs on it is a parallel dual 18650 box mod. It's got silver-plated contacts, a brass battery-covered door, and it's made of delrin and aluminum. And the dimensions on this are: the depth is 25 millimeters, the height is 78 millimeters, the width is 50 millimeters, and the weight is 200 grams. And that's coming right off of Angel Sig's website. And like I said, it's $24.99 if you're interested in getting this clone. We'll see if you're still interested by the time I'm done with this. Yeah, so let's not waste any time and let's go close up and let's dissect this little
here we are up close and personal with the Castigador box mod clone from Vaping Dream. That's the manufacturer of this particular clone we're looking at today. Comes in a nice box, magnetic flap over here. We open it up and we'll find our mod, and it comes in here in this like velvety insert material, and that's all you get in there. So set that aside, and then you're going to get your device. Let's take a look at that. So here's the front side, or the back side of it, whatever you want to call it. It's got the Castigador engraving right here, and yeah, it's etched in there. It's got a little bit of texture to it, but it's not a deep engraving whatsoever. It's aluminum here, painted aluminum, I guess, black. And then you got the delrin here, this white delrin. And then if you flip to this side, you got nothing. Then the other side, you got the exact same aluminum and delrin. And then on this side here, we're going to have your delrin button. And then let's look at the top real quick. And on the top here, we're going to have a 510 connection. And you can see that pin there is kind of offset. It looks like it's a little more over to this side, then it should be more centered, but doesn't cause an issue whatsoever. And it is, I don't know if you're probably not going to be able to see this, but it's a floating pin. It's not spring loaded, so actually you could hear it if you jingle it. It's bouncing up and down. It's just, basically it's a pin contact that's kind of long, and it extends all the way over here, and the button actually makes contact with that pin, and that completes the whole circuit, and that's basically how it works. It's very simply done. It's nice. Airflow cutouts right here on the top also. And yeah, that's it besides the bottom here. On the bottom we have this textured door, and you can see on this side there's like these dark marks right there. It's very sharp. I mean, it borderline hurts to touch it. It's very smooth, kind of, you know, it's got texture here. It's smooth and smooth and smooth. As soon as you get here, ugh, they screwed up on the machining of it. It's very prickly. I mean, like, this is textured. It's comfortable. Here, it's almost feels like miniature needles poking out. I'm not touching it anymore. So that's one of the cons there. And basically, you just slide the door, and it will open. And then that's where you'll put your batteries. And those are your silver-plated contacts. By the way, these are silver-plated, and that's silver-plated according to the manufacturer at least. And that's where your batteries can go. I'm going to show you these screws here, which is something we'll talk about later. There we go. Yeah, they're stripped to all hell. I mean, they're Phillips heads, and they're pretty much just rounded out completely. And that's what's preventing me from taking this box apart for you guys. I did take it apart once to check out some of the stuff in here, and they were stripped to all hell. And then when I put it back together, it kept stripping more and more and more, and now it's just at a point where if I can get this out, they're never going to go back in again. It's very hard to take out. The tolerances are bad. They're not, it's like the wrong screws they put in here or something. They're a pain to get out because they're tight as hell, and they're stripped. And the screws beneath this insert are stripped even more, and all the other screws are stripped even more. So unfortunately I can't take it apart for you because of that. If I get gutsy and ballsy, maybe I will take it apart, and I'll put a little segment here at the end of the video. I doubt I'll do that because I don't want to deal with it. It took me an hour last time when I took this apart. It's very simple, but the screws are just stripped, so not good. So basically, when this thing gets dirty and I need to clean the contacts, yeah, it's SOL unless I could somehow get these darn screws all out of here and replace them with new screws, which I mean I can do, but... Alright, and then to install your batteries and Addy, you're supposed to put your Addy on there first. That thread's on. And the threading on there is not bad at all, actually. Positive end up. And you're going to see one of the negatives here very shortly. That battery goes in just fine. This battery, not so much. And the reason being, because this door doesn't swing open far enough. It stops here, and I'm definitely, if I pull it back, I could break it right off. But so yeah, you can see I'm trying to get it in there, and you can see because of this stupid contact right here, it won't let me get it in. So what I end up having to do here is basically, and it's extremely hard to do on camera, push this contact in all the way with my finger, drop that battery in, and then I'll do the same with, well, not the same with that, but those will be in. And don't close the door, because if you do close the door, it's going to push this plate here upwards and not make your Addy sit flush. So what I do is I put my Addy on now, and then I can go and close the battery door because it's going to push that plate on. And this spring is just a pain in the ass. They're too stiff, to be honest with you, because that last one there likes to get caught on the lip here. See it getting caught right here. Yep, see that? I mean, you just got to push it in really hard and get it in there. Then you slide that thing up, and it locks into place. I think there's always just a little bit of a gap, it seems. Sort of see it there, a little bit, not much. Depends on how you look at it. But it's on there, and then it's firing. But you have to really press that button hard. That's another con we'll get into. I'm pressing it here, nothing's happening. Focus camera. See, that would be a good throw right there. But no, you have to go even further. It's hard to see, but it is stiff. We'll get into that later, but that's how you install the batteries and the Addy and everything. So yeah, that's how you put it all together with the Addy and the batteries and everything. And that's some of the design of this device. It's a very nice looking mod. I mean, with this Aeolus clone on top, here's white one with the black drip tip. It just goes together with the white, the black, the black, the white, the black. It's a very nice looking, and it's a small device. Really quick before I go up top, there's an eLeaf 20, an iStick 20 next to it. It's small. I mean, the eLeaf 20 is small itself, so it's a smidgen taller than the eLeaf 20. Obviously, it's wider. It takes two 18650s instead of this one, which is just a single 18650 built-in battery. So yeah, it is small. That's about it. Let's go up top and we'll talk about what I like and what I really dislike about this device.
So the Castigador box mod clone. Vaping Dream. I've never heard of this manufacturer or this factory that's making these. This is the first time I've ever gotten anything from this company, Vaping Dream. Subpar in my opinion so far. I've had this for a little over a week now. I've been using it. I can't say I've been using it straight for a week because, I'll be honest with you, I've been pretty annoyed with it and the cons on this. I'm going to cut right to it. The cons, you saw some of them up close. Poorly manufactured. Poorly. Some things I didn't show is there's gaps between the black and the white here. So from the aluminum and the delrin, there's gaps in there. Besides the fact that the battery door is a really big bitch to get on. The springs are just way too tight, and then it hits the center area here and gets this spring here. Gets caught in the center because it's not aligned properly. A door don't swing far enough wide open to where I can get this battery in. And there goes one battery. But this battery, it's just stuck. Because as you can see, it just gets stuck on that spring. So I have to push, you know, like I showed you up close. You have to push the spring in and wiggle that fucking battery out. It's a pain in the ass. Let me get another battery here. So yeah, and then closing it is a nightmare because it's so stiff. So that's just in the bottom section here as far as cons go. Then we'll move our way up to this switch here. The switch is nice. It's flush. It's a delrin button. Like I said, I've never had a delrin button on anything, so I found it really nice because it's kind of smushy. It doesn't have a clicking sound of any sort. But you do push it in, and you think you're firing it, and nothing. I just got juice in my mouth. And nothing happens. You have to literally push it in, and I'm pushing it pretty decently. But no, you have to go in even further. And it's very stiff. I mean, when I have to press this, I have to really jam my finger in there. And it's a pain. And I know why it is. It's actually due to the fact that the 510 plate here, so like there's a 510 pin here, and the plate comes out this way, and it's short. It stops about, that's hard to show you, but it stops about here. And this plate that you're pressing with the button has to go all the way to that to make contact and complete the circuit. So the tolerances aren't just right. So you really have to jam that plate that you're pushing when you press this all the way over. It needs to be a little longer so the throw would have been lighter and the press would have been lighter. So that's a pain. The button, that's a killer on it because it's just uncomfortable to use. And then something I should have showed you up close, but the corners are extremely sharp. They hurt. They literally hurt. I don't like to complain about stuff a lot, but it just hurts. I mean, pressing that corner into your arm, it hurts. All the corners are like that. They're sharper and sharper and sharper. So they hurt. Even the top ones are very sharp. So maybe it would have been better if it was a little rounded. I don't know if the Authentic's like that or what. But on this one, that's surely how it is. And the other major con is on my unit in particular, at least. I don't know if other people have had this issue. The screws are stripped. The screws came to me stripped, so in order to take this out, I had to strip them even further to get it apart so I can fiddle with the contacts because I wanted to see, you know, can I fix the throw on the button? and I tried to bend that little plate out a little bit so maybe the throw was a little less. That didn't work. And it took me an hour from disassembly to reassembly, and now the screws are beyond stripped, so now I can probably never take this apart. So in future, I can never clean the contacts, so when it starts performing poorly, I'm fucked. That's basically it. I'm screwed. It's not going to be cleaned, it's not going to work again unless I can somehow get the screws out and find replacements for it. Which again, I'm sure is possible. But I don't want to go through all that. I'm not going to go through all that. And to be honest with you, I'll just go out there and find a better manufacturer for this mod and purchase that one. At the time, this was the only one that was out there. Now I see them on eBay for a little bit more money, and I see some other manufacturers making them. So if you did get one from Vaping Dream, from Angel 6, please comment below. I want to hear your experience. I want to know if you've had these issues with this little guy. Let me know, because I was reading some reviews on the Angel 6 page, and there's all kinds of problems. Now, one guy, I don't know if this is true or not, says the mod basically blew up on him. It basically started auto-firing, and he couldn't get the door off or something, so he chucked the mod out the window, and he went to check it later, and it was in bits. Batteries had vented. So I saw that. That is dangerous. If that's happening, it's not happening with mine, but I did read it, and I just want to point that out. Some people are saying it's not making contact with the 510. Some people are saying their door won't close, which I've had issues closing this door at times. I couldn't get it closed either. You know, you have to get it just right to close it, so all kinds of different issues I've seen. But these are the ones I've experienced with mine, and I'm telling you about it. Let me tell you the pros on this. The pros are it's small. It's very nice looking. I love the look, especially with my white Aeolus on there and the black drip tip. It's nice. Again, it's small. It's two 18650s, and it's purely mechanical. It hits hard. I'm not going to say it hits like a freight train, but it hits hard. It's probably my hardest hitting mech mod out there, period. If I can get it to fire, because like I said, if you don't press it in, it's basically not firing, and sometimes you think you're firing it, and you're not, and you're sitting there like an idiot. So once you jam it in there and fire it, and it fires fantastically. And when it does fire, it is hard-hitting mech. Those are about the pros. The other pro is the price. Yes, it's $24.99. It's very affordable. Very affordable. And let me state this also. I know this is a clone. I know it's 25 bucks. But regardless, it should be a pretty well-performing device if they're gonna sell it. I understand people are going to say it's a clone. I understand that. But still, you pay money for something, and then it ends up turning out to be a piece of crap like this is. It sucks. So I'm letting you know. I'm not bitching and moaning. I know it's a clone, and I know you run the risk of getting shitty clones. Clones can be shitty. They're made from China, so they can happen to be bad. Now, the authentic is like 185 bucks, if I'm not mistaken. And I would love to purchase the authentic. I wanted to purchase the authentic. But A, nobody had them in stock at the time. B, they're way too expensive for a delrin aluminum box. That's very simple. And C, the clone was 25 bucks. So I gave it a try. And yes, I got a shitty fucking clone. But at least I can tell you about it and tell you pretty much to save your money. Now, if you like to tinker and you know ways to fix this, then maybe $25 isn't so bad if you buy some new screws, you fix the contacts a little bit. It might be alright because it's a hard-hitting mech. But those are my experiences with it. I'm just letting you know. I may try to fix it. I may not. I may chuck this against the wall and be done with it. Or I actually may throw it in the garbage. Or I may hold on to it and give it to somebody who wants it later in the future. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But for now, it's not being used. It's just sitting on my vape shelf. So, it hits so hard too. I wish it worked better. I really do, because honestly, if that button was just a little bit better, that would change my opinion. It may not be as bad of a mod. It still has its flaws, but the button is the killer because you have to jam it in there so hard. And the fact that when you have to jam it in, you're pushing it into your hand, and that point is so uncomfortable. And that's why I'm holding it like this pretty much, so I don't touch, those points don't come into my hand. So, That is the Castigador box mod from Angel Sigs, made by Vaping Dream. I hope you guys found this review helpful, and hope at least some of the information either swayed you one way or the other. I don't care if you want to buy one, you can go buy one. I just wanted to warn you ahead of time. There are going to be better clones of this, I'm sure of it. I'm sure I'll be getting one when I find that better clone out there. But as far as this review, that is it. Next week, we're going to be taking a look at the Joytech Evic VT, the temperature control box with the tank on there and everything. Very excited to look at that one. I got that today, so I'll have a week of looking at it, and then we'll look at it. That one's going to be a good review, I hope. I'm expecting good things out of that mod. I've heard a lot of good things about it. And, yeah, that will be next week. But until next week, guys, I hope you found this information helpful. If you'd like to see more and hear more from me next week with better audio, you may click the subscription link, which I'll post over here. One day I'm going to get this right. And until next time, live well and vape on.
Let's get the next one, then I'm the kill. You don't believe it, but I'm betting